again, everyone, to the Tennessee National Raceway.
Once again,
we've got track talk going on this evening here at the Tennessee National. We want to get our sponsors in real quick. 412 Market, TNT Auto Body, 10K Auto Repair, O'Reilly's Auto Parts, RockAuto.com, the Commodore Hotel, Advantage Cut Lawn Care Service, Cherry Photography, and of course, bringing this to you, THR Productions. We've got Mr. Pete Walton, the president of the USCS here at the Tennessee National Raceway this evening. Mr. Pete Walton, how you doing this evening, Pete?
Well, I'm doing great. You know, we're here on a sunny September afternoon, ready to go racing here in about an hour and a half at Tennessee National Raceway with the USCS Outlaw Sprint Cars and USCS Wing Mini Sprints. Got a great field of cars tonight, top drivers in the region and nation, and just looking forward to putting on a good show.
Pete, we got those big winged Outlaw Sprint cars in here this evening. Also got those mini sprints. I heard you talking, we got a lot of extra cars, or a lot more cars actually here than what we were expecting because of things going on at other tracks this evening.
Well, we were actually expecting just a couple less cars because I knew most of these cars were coming, but one of the other racetracks had a big race for one of the other classes, and some of the cars just decided they want to come here down to Howland-Rogers, Tennessee, and race the Tennessee National Raceway tonight. I know a lot of the guys in the mini sprint division really like this racetrack, and the USCS has a long history with racetrack here ever since it was named Howland-Rogers Motorsports back in the good old days of 1997 when we started. We raced here at Tennessee National Raceway, formerly Howland-Rogers Motorsports, which was called back then. We raced a couple times that year in the early part of the year, and then came back in September and ran here. And we had a guy by the name of Eddie Galber, who's not here tonight, but he's been an area champion a lot of times in sprint cars, and he kind of dominated here for the first few years. But we've had a lot of winners since then, and tonight our national points leader, Derek Haygood, in the 9 junior car and the sprint car division is down there ready to go for his second win of the year at Tennessee National Raceway. Almost called it Howland-Rogers Motorsports, and was for a long time. And then we got Tim Crawley, who's won here before, sitting over there, and several other drivers here that really like this speedway. And it's a size racetrack that sprint cars really like. The mini sprint guys really like it. We've had a couple really great mini sprint shows here in the past. Was here a couple years ago under different ownership, and then back in the spring we were here when we had the Tennessee 200, which included the USCS Outlaw Country Tour Wing Sprint cars, the USCS Outlaw Modifieds, and the mini sprints. So we got the mini sprints and the sprint cars here tonight for the Tennessee Fall Nationals, and we're looking forward to a good show.
Like you said, Pete, you guys actually come in earlier part of the year, opened up the track actually for the racing year of 2013, and you had those late models running under you then, you had these big wing sprints, you had these mini sprints out here. You guys put on a nice show that night. Are we looking at the competition tonight being as heavy as it was that first night?
Yeah, I think it'll be great. You know, like I said, we got our top probably 7 drivers in our national points, 7 or 8 drivers here, maybe all 10 of them. Most of them reside in this Mid-South region over here. We call it. We have 2 regional divisions, and then we keep up with national point standings. And in our national point standings, Derek Haygood in the 9 junior that won here earlier in the year, he's leading those. And Terry Gray, who's been our champion 10 times, he's in 2nd place. And Tim Crawley, from who's I believe has won here before from. Well, I know he did last year. He's won here before or a couple years ago when we were here. Might not have been last year, but he's been in Arkansas, and he's won 1 year as well, and he's 3rd in the national point standings. And 4th in the national point standings is I believe Morgan Turpin, a young lady down there, 20 years old, that races with us. She hadn't won here, but she's won 3 times, and she just won our most recent time we raced over Labor Day weekend. She won at she won in Cleveland, Tennessee. My wife and I had to leave at her pit and go home because our daughter was in labor that night. But we had to leave the speedway, and she won what I understand between her and Derek Haygood. It was a really exciting race, and just came down to drag racing off the last corner. She won that one. And Anthony Nicholson is up in our top 10 in the national points. I believe he's in 5th place. Either her or him is in 4th, the other one's in 5th. And Anthony won at Sunday night, on Labor Day weekend, Sunday night, September the 1st, over at Toccoa Speedway, Toccoa, Georgia. He's our most recent winner. And since then, we hadn't had an opportunity to race. We had the weekend off last week. And next week, we go to Sonora, Georgia for 2 nights down there on Friday and Saturday night at Sonora Raceway.
Well, Miss Morgan, you was talking about her. She had a pretty good run here earlier in the year. She actually, I think it finished in 4th place, 3rd or 4th place here.
She had a good run, she sure did.
She had a good run, and we might actually see her in Victory Lane this evening as good a run as she had that night.
There's a real good chance. So the ladies in the crowd will be cheering for her. Maybe they'll get a chance to see her win one here at the Tennessee National Raceway. But we got a lot of other good drivers here tonight that are shooting for their first win or to add to the totals. And you know, somebody's going to win it, and somebody's going to finish 2nd, 3rd, etc. But it's going to be an exciting show because we got some great drivers in that division. And then we have our 2-time national champion in the mini sprints, Bobby Zients, in the #1 car, who actually won here the last time and then went to the scales and came up a little bit light. And so he's here to try to come back and kind of, you know, redeem himself from that March deal, but he's leading the national points. And Sean Hosey from Clarksville, Tennessee. Bobby Zients is in a 1 car, Sean Hosey being a #6 car. He's from Clarksville, Tennessee, not too far away, about 100 miles. He's ran, I believe, every race this year, and he's in 2nd place in the national point standings. He was actually our 2011 Rookie of the Year. And also we got a couple other outstanding Rookie of the Year drivers here. Tyler Price, also from Clarksville, Sean Hosey's teammate. He was last year in the 2012 Mini Sprint Rookie of the Year. And then this year we have Brandon Taylor, who's only 13 years old, just had a birthday recently. And he's doing real well racing in an 07 car in the mini sprints, and he's leading the rookie points, and he's in the top 5 in the national standings, as all 4 of those drivers are we just talked about. So we got some great drivers in both of those divisions, and then I'm sure in all these other divisions we got some of the best here that racing in this area. We got the, you know, big racing in the mini stocks, 1,000 win late model race. So should be an exciting night for the fans and for the drivers as well.
Well, Pete, talking about that, the fans are not going to lack any kind of racing here at the Tennessee National Raceway this evening. Like you said, we've got the USCS wing sprints, we got the mini sprints, even brought them dwarf cars. Man, those guys pretty good pocket change tonight.
Dwarf cars are running, and they're excited about it. I met the man, one of the gentlemen that's involved with the dwarf cars while I was out putting out posters and flyers last Monday for this race. And he said they're going to have a good turnout in the dwarf cars tonight, and they're an exciting division of smaller race cars, kind of like the mini sprints. And you know, anybody's here already tonight, we hope they get on the phone and tell everybody about all this great wrestling. They'll be starting happening about 7 o'clock. We'll be hot lapping, and a lot of great cars here tonight. We'll be racing for a while, and come on out and see one of these great 7 divisions of racing.
And like you said, all those divisions be racing. Again, ladies and gentlemen, get on your cell phones, make phone calls to your neighbors, family, friends. Let them know that it's happening out here at the Tennessee National Raceway this evening. Pete, I can't let you go this evening without asking you. We know after your first visit here, a little while after that, you had some health issues. How's the health for Pete Walton, and how's he doing? And give us, just a little bit of an update of what's going on with you and how everything's going.
I had a real strange disorder called Guillain-Barré syndrome, and it only affects about 1 in 100,000 people, and got it from the immune system backfiring on a vaccine I took. So they told me never take another flu shot, and actually I had a tetanus shot the week before, and I think that's possibly what caused it, because it makes your immune system start working against your nervous system, and I was totally paralyzed for a while. And then we went to a great place called the Shepherd Center over in Atlanta, Georgia, that's for spinal injuries and disorders like that. They did a lot to rehabilitate me. I'm still not back to full strength. I get tired a lot easier than I did, but I started going back to the races. That was April 23rd when I went to the hospital, had actually been over another racetrack in the area here that weekend. I started getting sick on the way home, and just got to the point where I couldn't even stand up. A couple of days later, I went to the doctor, and they admitted me to the hospital, and they found that a couple of days later. I was fortunate they diagnosed me real early and got me on some treatment that helped, called immunoglobulin. And so I was very fortunate. Not many people get it. Like I said, real rare disorder. Most people don't know what you talk about if you tell them, but I went from being not getting out of bed to in a wheelchair, then a walker, and now walking around doing what most of the rest of them do, enjoying these races. I started going back to races on June the 28th up in Missouri at the Benton Raceway, and had a walker with me that weekend. Before the weekend was over, I was walking a lot on my own and just improve every day, and but still get a lot more tired than I used to.
Well, Pete, I'm just one of many that's wishing you the best through this ordeal that you've been going through, and it sure is nice to see Pete Walton and the USCS back here at the Tennessee National Raceway this evening.
We really appreciate that, and I want to thank anybody that might have been here that prayed for me during that time of my illness. I had a lot of people praying for me, and that's the only reason I believe I got well, or not well, but on the road to recovery as quick as I did. So thank all y'all very much, and thank you for having us here. Hope we have a great night racing, and everybody text all your friends and tell them how much fun it's going to be out here tonight. Tell them to come on.
Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, that's Mr. Pete Walton here with us, president of the USCS, who's invading the track here at Tennessee National Raceway this evening. I want to thank all of you for tuning in. I want to thank all of you for joining us here at the track this evening. I want to thank these sponsors: 412 Market, TNT Auto Body, 10K Auto Repair, O'Reilly's Auto Parts, RockAuto.com, the Commodore Hotel, Advantage Cut Lawn Care Service, Cherry Photography, and of course, this is brought to you by THR Productions. Until next time on Track Talk, Godspeed.
Party's coming to your town. Gonna ride